No, looking at the Tulane game, a lot of big hits, momentum hits that weren't targeting. Kept looking at the scoreboard like, oh, there's going to be a flag, but it wasn't. How does that make you feel of good, safe hits that were big plays?
That's how we want to play the game. We want to be physical. We want to attack ball carriers, whether it's be physical up front, D-line level, secondary level, linebacker level. And go get after guys, and then play. Coach Houston said it probably from day one when he got here. Play with chin out of your toes, downhill, flying around, fast and physical. And the guys did that on Saturday. Did a nice job of it. And it wasn't just one guy. Gerard, Malik, J-Mac, several guys fit in that category. And you're always worried about, hey, are they hit them in the strike zone? And we always talk about that and teach that and coach that. And guys, when they know what they're doing and feel confident, they play fast and they play physical, and it showed up Saturday.
Sounds like UCF obviously wanted Gabriel, and not to give away the game plan, but how does that change how you guys maybe approach this game?
Yeah, so we're going to prepare like they got everybody there, and whether it's Gabriel, whether it's the freshman quarterback, whether it's the older Gatewood kid, whoever it may be, they're all very talented. The young kid, 16, he is a young Gabriel. I mean, that's all it is. He's no different. The talent looks very similar. And Gabriel, you're talking about one of the top in college football. So they'll have a good plan, and we'll be prepared for all scenarios there that could happen. And you got to be ready, because if you're not, you show up and all of a sudden Gabriel's playing, then you're behind the 8 ball there. So we'll prepare for him. We'll prepare for the young kid. We'll prepare for Gatewood and all phases there. So and all of them good players, and all of them played a lot. Some good football at high competition levels, and at certain worth you got your handfuls defending.
You had to do the same thing against South Carolina this year. Is it nice that in out of conference play you always got a pre-prep of having to prepare for?
Yeah. If you think back about you didn't know if it was going to be Zeb or Doty or who at South Carolina, so it was a different little tweak there for each whoever was a quarterback. So we've already went through that once this year, and really we talked to our kids about, obviously we want to know our personnel, who's a quarterback, who's a tailback, who's a receiver, who it may be. But at the end of the day, it's about us and how we play our fundamentals and how we execute, how hard we play, how physical we play, and playing together. So that's been our main focus through all this, and not knowing exactly what personnel may be on the field for them. But at the same time, we want to know, what running backs on the field, what receivers out wide, what O-lineman, is in the game, what quarterback's in the game. But at the end of the day, it's about us and how we execute and how we play.
How do you feel like your unit has maybe handled the success of the Tulane game this week? Coming off that, a good performance, but trying to get ready for UCF.
Yeah, I think we're getting ready for a good football team in UCF, and that's been all their focus. And when you turn around from a win, whether it's Marshall or CSU or whoever it may be, and you got a good opponent, that kind of helps you get your eyes on that next opponent. And UCF's, I told the guys this morning and said, this afternoon, hey, they're really a top 25, a couple plays away from being a top 25 team. I mean, a play away from beating Louisville, a couple plays away from beating Navy. And then if they were sitting here 4-0, we'd be talking about them in the top 25. And that's been all our focus. And it's, good job on Sunday from the previous Saturday. And now it's all UCF and getting Orlando and make sure we're prepared for that.
You get Stringer in there, and he strings together a few hard hits, and now you got a lot of depth back there on the back end. What's it do for you a little bit?
Yeah, it's nice to have Gerard back, and Gerard playing at a high level. And we saw that early in camp. Went through got banged up there a little bit early in the season, and now he's back and healthy and full speed. I tell the guys this, it's more going to keep those guys fresh and allow those guys when they are on the field to go play 100 miles an hour and at top speed and full speed. And also, and I think I just heard Coach Kirkpatrick talking while I was in the hall, it keeps the competition there going. It holds each other accountable, because I know if I slip off my game, I got somebody waiting right there that's going to take over and pass me. And we talk to them about Wally Pipp all the time, but that's true. I mean, if I'm not holding myself accountable and I'm not doing my job, and my teammate he's going to pass me up. And Gerard's doing a great job, and that's not taking anything from Jai, because he's playing well too. But if we can get that at every position, I think it's just going to make our program better and make our football team better. And those guys, I don't sense any jealousy or any of that between those guys or in any of those position rooms, but I just feel like, hey, we're making each other better and making our team better. And it gives us things we can do on third down with some packages and different stuff like that we've been allowed to do, with those guys that are playing pretty well and getting them all back.
Last year, UCF was your first game as coordinator. What do you remember about their speed and just that game in general?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. First game in the American, and I remember they were fast and fast. The tempo was really fast, and no matter how much you talk about it, no matter how much you prepared for it, it was still fast. And then their speed and just how athletic they were and how good Gabriel was. I mean, he was, we played against Tua when I was at the Citadel. And I said this the other day. I said, that's what he reminds you of is Tua. And I don't know, I'm no college expert quarterback or NFL quarterback guy, but playing against him, watching him for a year, he's got that that tool set, and he's a good player. But that was kind of my looking back, just how fast they moved, how athletic they were, and how good they were up front, and all those type of things. So, and they still same guys. Still the same players. It's not like those guys left for the most part. You still got a lot of those same receivers back, same O-lines back, same guys in the backfield. So they're a handful.
Xavier Lowe, you played more inside backer last week. How 5 games in, how would you say he's playing as far as going back and forth?
Yeah, I think Xavier's he's done a lot for us this year. Playing on the edge, playing third down packages, playing inside backer, and just his versatility, moving around, has allowed our defense to be more versatile and help us get our best 11 guys on the field. And just the fact that he can handle that from a mental standpoint and still go play fast. I think he maybe led the teams in tackles last week. It's saying a lot for him. So just really excited about him and where he's moving forward. And, it's going to help our football team.
Coach, can you talk about the opportunistic defense that you have? It's like every week they're making big plays, especially when you need them.
Yeah, 21 bails our butt out a lot. He makes my job easy, and he just had a pick in practice. I was like, wow, he's fun to watch. But that's the guys are taking what we work every week and just taking it, and you're seeing it on game day. And that whether it's turnovers, whether it's playing downhill, playing fast, playing physical, tackles, sacks, big hits in the backfield, whatever it may be, and they're doing a good job of executing that on Saturday and having fun in doing it. You don't see guys worried about me or this. They're worried about their team. And playing for their teammates and having a fun time doing that in front of our fans and Dowdy Ficklin was a really cool experience, and those guys enjoy being in there. So it's been fun to watch.
With the defense is playing this physical, how do you get them to motor it back a little in practice? They play times like the team and inside run period.
Well, on Thursdays we do go no shoulder pads, and on Fridays we don't have helmets. So on those 2 days we motor it back a little bit, but that's about it. I don't think, in all honesty, I don't think you can go practice soft and play physical. And Coach Houston will sit here and tell you the same thing. It's how we've always been. You can't do things one way on Tuesday, Wednesday, and expect to go play a certain way on Saturday. So we're not as physical on Thursday and Friday, maybe.
So feeding off of that in practice, you guys do a lot of dynamic, different things to teach muscle memory for these young defensive guys. Going into year 2, having the same defensive coordinator, Coach Houston stressed that a lot. How do you think that has benefited you and the confidence in rolling into conference play?
Well, I just think, like you're talking about just reps, and you learn from multiple reps. You've heard different stories. People say you got to have 20-something reps to do, perfect a skill or somewhere it may be. But it's just guys have confidence in it now. They've done it so many times and feel confident in it that they can go out and they don't have to think about, hey, what I'm actually doing here. I can just go turn it loose and play fast. And, it makes our jobs as coaches easier. And then they feel, the guys feeling confident that, hey, we've done this before. Or, hey, comes a couple series and a certain ball game, you can go back and recall, hey, remember when we did it this way? Or remember when this happened, we want to go back and do it this way. Or look back, not to go back to Tulane, but bring it up to Tulane, like, hey, guys, they hit us on this run last year. They're going to come back to it. Here's how we want to play. Here's how we want to fit it up. And our guys done a really nice job of taking that and taking it to the game field. So just really excited about that, and hopefully continue to do that down the road.
Coach, how do you practice for fast and fast?
Yeah, that's a good question because, you try to make sure you stay fresh for Saturday. But every rep, we tell our guys, if I don't get a game speed rep at full speed, then when I come Saturday and it's full speed, full go, and they're going 100 miles an hour, I'm not going to be ready for that rep. You can walk through it, you can jog through it, but it's not the same as it being a full speed rep. So we just preach, hey, it's got to be full speed, it's got to be a game rep, and getting yourself ready for game day. I always tell my basketball story. I know you guys want to hear it. And I was really, like, basketball was my first love. Like, that was my thing. And I know you can tell that by looking at me, that I was a really good basketball player. And, you know, I go in the gym and shoot and shoot and shoot. And a high school coach said, hey, you can go in there and shoot and shoot and shoot, but if you're not catching the ball, you know, jump shot, game speed, run over here, make a move, game speed, game shot, you know, somebody's on you, that's not doing you any good just to shoot a set shot. Anybody can shoot set shots. But if somebody's on you and you know, you've always used shot, it's a set shot, you're not going to be ready for that jumper. So I try to tell our players that, and they just kind of look at me a little backwards and sideways, and those kind of things don't really trust me. But it's the same thing. Like, I got to go to the gym. I got to shoot those jump shots. I got to go to the practice field. I got to practice, you know, before I knock that off. I got to practice full speed, game reps, and that way I'm ready for game day. So it gets me in that mindset.
How do you feel they're handling the hurry-up offenses? Do you feel like they've improved through the year?
Yeah, you know, that's something we made a big emphasis of the last 2 weeks, you know, and we do it versus our scouts. We scripted out the tempo situations, you know, or the hurry huddle situations, or just different areas there. Obviously, we're making our kids aware of when they're going to happen, those situations. And then we go against our offense, good on good. You know, we've done that every day for the last 2 weeks just to make sure we get in tempo situations. And sometimes those guys can give you a little bit quicker look than maybe a scout team. So, you know, and you got 2 minutes coming up. We'll work 2 minutes against each other. So we're getting that throughout the week, and just continue to focus on it so we're ready for Saturday.
Who was your basketball idol growing up?
You know, I was a Carolina fan, so
So
you know,
who did you want to be like?
I probably shouldn't say that in here. Like, that's not good to say. I was an NBA fan. Dominique Wilkins. Spud. Honestly, it was like Muggsy Bogues and Spud Webb. I don't know why. I mean, just.
I was just wanting to know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Blue Edwards is a good name.
There you
Yeah,
go.
Blue Edwards.
Blue Edwards. He was the guy.
There you go.
Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, appreciate you.
I got a question. What kind of part are you? I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know. What kind of part are you? I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know. What kind of part are you? I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know. What kind of part are you? I wanna know. I wanna know. I wanna know.